Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and give my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. And today I am very excited to be checking out the second most popular project in all of Kickstarter right now, or games, excuse me. That is John D. Clare's Empire's End. You've built empires at the game table, but can you save one? Designed by John D. Clare with art by ... So they are really spotlighting John D. Clare's name. I personally really enjoy him as a game designer. He's done Mystic Vale, Custom Heroes, Space, which is one of my favorite games of all time. He's done other stuff. And what I find really interesting is he's done a lot of other stuff with AEG specifically, who also just launched a project yesterday as well, 2 days ago, that's not doing nearly as well. So I thought it was interesting that his a publisher that he's worked with frequently launched on the same day as him, and he's doing better. Granted, he's with Brotherwise Games, who I enjoyed their last Ninja game. I played a couple of their stuff, hit or miss for me. But looking at the main image, I'd love to know the player length. I'd love to know the time count. I'd love to know all that good stuff. The mechanisms in the game. So definitely more could be shown here. I see cards, kind of, but I can barely make out what's going on here. It's like, oh, there's a lady looking at the cards. There's a box, kind of. Oh, there's that lady again looking kind of like. I feel like this should really focus on something. I feel like it's disjointed. And I feel like by the end of this, there'll definitely be some things we could spotlight on here. All right, with artwork by Quanche Moria. Gorgeous artwork. As always, when we go in the video, I'm thinking three things: do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go. Headphones initiated.
We remember empires for their golden ages. We sing songs about the great leaders.
There's our lady again.
Their shining cities. But there are no songs about the fall. Nothing for the forgotten leaders who struggled against the decline. But theirs is another sort of greatness. Those who fought not for empire's glory, but against empire's end. In Empire's End, players compete to see whose empire can best survive and adapt during an age of calamity. Your civilization begins with 11 location tiles, each providing different abilities and victory points. Throughout the game, you'll bid resources to stave off disaster. Should calamity strike your empire, you'll lose a location, but you'll gain all resources paid that round and a powerful innovation. Between disasters.
Whoa! I just got a Space Face vibe. And that is top 10 games of all time for me. Good vibe to begin.
Economy phases provide new resources, while industry phases let you repair and reshape your...
Ooh, look at that. That looks very functional and pretty and fantastic, and I love it. And thank you for spotlighting that a little bit.
Your evolving empire. In conflict phases, you'll face a test of military might.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to make. I'm going to make an assumption here. I'm going to say this game is probably $35 or less, which then makes me think that the price should be something we're spotlighting like big time here, because I have a feeling this is going to have a really good price, because none of these components are fantastic. They look like perfectly serviceable game components, which used to be enough. It used to be enough.
The ruler who commits the most military resources to the battle gains fame and rewards, while the loser can see their empire thrown into chaos. Over the course of the game, your civilization will evolve, always striving to become the dominant empire of the next great age. And this is the real test of empire. Will you succumb to the barbarians knocking at your gates? Or will you survive and transform, turning disaster into innovation? Choose wisely, for there can only be one victor at Empire's End.
Relatively small box, no issue with that. Ahoy there, Battlehaven! Glad you could join. Alright, $57,000. It's happening, it's funded, 14 days left to go. After the video, do I want it? Yeah, I do. It looks like an interesting game. And it looks like it's going to have a very reasonable price. It doesn't look underproduced to me. Some people might say, it looks underproduced. No, it just looks perfectly finely produced. And that's just, we don't see that as much anymore. Brotherwise, and granted, that might be where stretch goals come into play. Brotherwise Games was founded by two brothers who are obsessed with tabletop games and geek culture. We make games that bring everyone to the table, bridging core and casual players with titles like Boss Monster, Call to Adventure, Overboss, Night of the Ninja. That's the one I was talking about. I really enjoyed that one. And the Dragon Prince miniature game. Our latest Kickstarter is Empire's End, a civilization-themed reverse building game. Cool. So very informative there. I feel comfortable already, but as always, we go here. Stormlight Premium Miniatures. This one they just had up, I believe, a month or two ago, so there's no way that one is out. Call to Adventures, Epic Origins, pretty sure that one is out. Yeah, pretty sure that one's out. Fulfillment Complete. Tell me this one says Fulfillment Complete at the top. So talking about other stuff, Happy Holidays, what's next for this? Yeah, so they're shipping in, yeah. Shipping's good. Castles by the Sea, is this one out? Pre-production copy has arrived, so no, that one's still in the pipes. This one's still in the pipes, but they did organize their FAQ just beautifully. Hopefully they did it here. Hopefully they did it here. So it looks like they have a minis line and games out. And I can't really fault them for crushing it on that minis line right there, because Brandon Sanderson, when they did that, was hot cakes. That's when he had that Kickstarter that was like $7 million. So if you could attach your name to Brandon Sanderson in any way, shape, or form, they 21,000 backers. Wowzers. Okay. Anywho, so can you do it? Yes. I feel good about it. Do I want it? Yes. How much is it? Hopefully don't beat around the bush. We get to the price. There she is again. 4th time. 5th time. In Empire's End, players can compete. So 2 to 4 players, 45 to 60 minutes. Okay. I'd like to see that on the marquee somewhere. If you're looking for a new twist on the Civ building game and you want to prove that you can take a few hits and still be the last one standing, then might I suggest Empire's End. So it's a really hard civilization building game where you get the snot beat out of you. You know, which is cool. You know, I like that. Players levels, that quote, yeah. And there we go, $35. That's what I was assuming. And so the retail edition is what they showed me in the video, I'm gonna guess. And it looked perfectly serviceable. Yeah, there was some nice stuff, some niceties. Oh, but come on, it's $5? Come on. $5. And is this where the stretch goals come into play or something? Everything in the retail edition plus 10 screen-printed game markers. Oh, there's another deluxe edition. So this is the weak sauce deluxe edition, which is why it's only $5. And then there's the strong sauce deluxe edition, where you're gonna get the thick and chunky stuff. Hopefully it all fits in the box. I would mention that. I'm assuming it probably has to. Yeah. Empire's End, I should say that, but I've won a Tasty Minstrel Games game over there where it's like, yeah, you get the big deluxe 5 components. So like, oh, cool, they fit in the box. It's like, oh, no, they don't. Empire's End does a great job with its theme. Pressure and conflict breed innovation, and you have to balance those opposite. Blah. Okay, I don't want to hear about the theme here. Like, I want to know about the gameplay. What are we doing in the game that looks so cool? What does it remind you of? What's the best part? Once again, I don't put that on those reviewers. I put them on Brotherwise Games for using quotes that are just meh. Each turn, players in Empire's End simultaneously resolve a distinct phase of gameplay. Cool. This is good. Glad this is here. I'm sure there's some videos down below. Ooh, how to play. Taking me there instead of doing it there.
And I'm Naveen from
Fantastic. Love it. Looks good. Great. That's the first video we start with, and that's the only video that I think a lot of people need. Knowing that I don't have to go through the rule booklet, I can pop this video in and play it on my game night, and it just makes games so much more likely to get played, I've seen in my experience with people. Because I like to ask people weird questions when I see that they're like Kickstarter gamers, when I see Kickstarter games in their collection, because we're just a different breed. The Kickstarter crowd versus the Target crowd, the Barnes & Noble crowd, they're different. We're just different. I love watching those two play. Always a great time. I don't think I've actually ever seen any of their videos. I normally just stick to Rodney when I do the watch and play, but then again, I don't get to consume as much content as I want. Empire's End packs a ton of difficult choices, intense player interaction into a short time period. There we go. This is one of my top games at Origins this year. It remains as excited about it now as I was then. The glamour shot of the Hungry Gamer. Look at that. Rules and overview, cool. Localization, working with Lucky Duck, that always looks good. The resource economy is incredibly tight. It forces you to be thoughtful in your decision making, which makes the game truly shine. I like that. Okay? And I would want that feeling in a game of this theme of gloom and doom, the sky is falling. So I like that. Here we go, stretch goals. This is what I was talking about. All right, enhanced game board. For our first upgrade, we're enhancing every game board with full color artwork. What did it look like before? Okay, either way, cool. Glad. Great. Deluxe insert. Yeah, there we go. And this is what I got excited about. I saw this on the Twitter and I was like, yep. Because I just unboxed Flamecraft. We played Flamecraft last night. Really enjoyed that one. But when I opened the box, just it hits different. Check our Kickstarter update emails for stretch goal news and announcement. How'd we hit these? What's the next one? That's a weird stretch goal area. It feels a little bit more like an unlock area. Like, if we didn't hit a certain number, like, this insert wasn't going to be in there. Like, if we didn't hit a certain number, we weren't going to get the fancy artwork. Really? The unique mechanics of Empire's End perfectly deliver the gut-wrenching thematic panic of your civilization's end of days. Okay, it's thematic shipping. Here we go. This is a tight page. I got to say, I do like how we're in and out here. Because honestly, I shouldn't have to think about this too much. There's $40. I'm spending $40 if I just want the base version of the game. Like it. Canada and EU. Oh, so these look like very reasonable. Deluxe edition, $5. Okay, and so yeah, I'm definitely so 40. I'm interested to see what these pledge levels are. Let's check it out. 179 people sitting on the fence. The game, 168. Very reasonably priced. You know, that's the Barnes and Noble copy. I see that. Like, that's where they're showing. Deluxe edition, 100 backers, so they got exactly what they wanted, which was the overwhelming majority of people. Drop it in the 55, great. So 793 people. Because and then 33 retailers pledged. That's fantastic. Very nice. Very nice. All right. And so, what am I thinking? $63. So $63 for the game at that point. It's from a designer with a really good pedigree. I feel like that is one thing that I don't feel like they did enough there, because I feel like that's one thing they could have done to make, because they mentioned John DeClaire quite a few times, which is great, but that's only great if you know who John DeClaire is. And that's why I feel like sometimes just throwing numbers at people, that is an awesome photo, like 3 of the top 500 games of all time, 5 of the top 1,000 games of all time, this man has made. Like, that's insanity. Like, that's just genius. I'm just going to put it. That is genius. Some people are really, like, because there are tens of thousands. There's like 40,000, 50,000. There's thousands and thousands of games. And for you to be that good at this, that you're just consistently hitting out of the park like that, we're seeing this right now. And when I did my my look back at like Essen in the 90s, in the early 2000s, I did some videos on that. You saw it back then too, where designers were just absolutely on fire with banger after banger after banger, and we see it right now, right here. And so that's why I feel like it's so interesting, the fact that he's no longer with AEG. Like, Brotherwise Games, whatever they did to lure him over here, and maybe it's just, you know, maybe it's temporary, maybe he's coming right back, but look, AEG, 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 AEG. I don't know that. Yeah, AEG, 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 AEG. Downfall. That's the one where the damn deluxe components will fit in. That game I don't like. But other than that, like, so it's just okay. Anywho, $63. Hell of a pedigree here. I feel like we could have spotlighted a little bit more, but you get what I'm saying there. No issues with that. Do I want it? Yes. It's now even more through the roof now that I've done a little bit of homework myself. All right, FAQ. Well, the VAT, how big are the cards? That'd be nice to know in the actual thing right here. Be Kickstarter exclusives. They will not be available at retail. Of course, retailers back the retail of this will get the upgrade. Got it. Updates. 19 comments, 1 comment. All right, let's see what the most engaging update is. A new day dawns, so not very descriptive. Greeting backers, we're one day in the campaign and ready to have accomplished so much. Here's the thing, crafted by the friends at Black Magic Inserts. Great, nice insert. The bottom tray stores the shipping update. After a number of backers asked about the increased shipping charge for the retail version and the deluxe version, we took a look at what was possible. We spoke to the factory and they're just how they'll package things. The bottom line is that the deluxe edition will come with 1 set of markers and we'll be able to charge the same $5 shipping rate. Cool. So this is pretty much for the 100 people in the deluxe edition who were vocal about blah, blah, blah. That's great customer service there. This looks really good on them, because it's like, okay, we fixed this. Will the box size increase to accommodate the insert? Hoping not. A standard depth ticket to ride box would be very appreciated. Very nice. Brutal me gusta. That looks stunning. I love things. So just people excited about the project. So I'm interested to see. The stretch goal area, once again, just feels very cold and heartless. And they're great stretch goals. It just feels like a fake stretch goal area. It feels like it's like, all right, this stuff really wasn't going to be in the game. Really. With over 1,000 backers, nearly double our funding goal, we were able to unlock our biggest ticket stretch goal, the deluxe insert. Check out today's updates for the things. So it's the 1,000 backers they hit it. Well, why don't you tell me what we're going to hit at 1,500 or 2,000 or whatever? Something to it's weird that you don't have that. Because this was from a day ago. Yeah, another home run concept from Otherwise. I'm excited how this game grows. Hi, just noticed some typos in the PDF rulebook. Could they be fixed? Awesome. So they did have a rulebook there. I browsed like buy it. Final grade, though. This one's in and out. 16 minutes. I like that. Didn't take too much of your time up. Let's check out the community. I want to look at that main image one more time. The main image, once again, doesn't do much of anything for me. If John D. Clare is not a name that you know, then this does absolutely nothing. Because here's the bottom line. If you don't know who John D. Clare is, this means nothing because you see this all the time. I could scroll, I'm sure, on the thing, and I could find a bunch of others from people who have never made a game before, but they spotlight their name like that. So I feel like maybe putting a little bit more respect on his name there would have been nicer. Focusing something on here, on the great price point. You know, it's $35. You know, from one of the most prolific game designers of all time. The game with 5 of the top 1,000 games ever. You know, something like that. Something could have been mentioned. What are the mechanisms? I feel like this main image is just bleh. So do I want it? Yes, though. The video, I felt like did a good job. 30 seconds was theme. But I feel like it was doing a good job of not only telling me the theme, but showcasing what type of game it was, so I could give it a pass there. Then we immediately pivot to the components, and it gives me a space base vibe at one point, which is all I need. I see the great plastic insert. Looks like a reasonably priced, not terribly over-manufactured game. The price is right, $35 at $40 if you just want to get yourself just the bare bones stuff. You want to get deluxeified, it goes up to $63. Don't have an issue with that. Feels like a very good price at the end of the day. Do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. How much is it? Yes. Stretch goal area was blah. So I think like I'm at a A- on this one. Rock solid. I mean, the main image I think is just the one thing where it's just like, I think it could definitely use spruced up. A-, B+, I think it's my range. Sean's going with a solid B. Still drooling over that box insert. That box insert is very nice. Yeah, that stretch goal area kind of killed it for me. So I'm going to go the B+. But let me know in the comments below. What's your final thoughts, final grade on Empire's End. And as always, if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below as I'm trying to reach 13,000 subscribers. Have a good one.